All right, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit behind the ball. That's going to be the first rack, and that's going to put Linda Shea on the board. Ladies, ladies and gents, this is Linda Shea and Nicole Nestor in the finals for the women's. And it is true double elimination, so Linda does have to double dip Nicole 2 times in a race to 5 if she's going to win, and Nicole needs one single run of 5 to be able to claim the title for the ladies event. On Linda Shea, not Nicole Nestor. Wrong side. Buddy.
Oh, Linda won. All right.
There you go. You got it.
Forget sometimes with the alternate break or alternate racking, you see the person racking, you think they're the one that won.
Correct. These formats can get confusing. Sometimes you play winner break, sometimes it's alternate break.
Yeah. I was telling Sky, I think when Sky and I were on the case earlier, I was telling her that I like alternate break in a tournament setting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I obviously like winner break in a gambling setting.
Yes.
As a promoter, as a promoter, alternate break gets both players up on the table. I get to tag people. I get to
correct. It's exposure.
As a gambler, yeah, I don't want my opponent on the table.
Right. As a gambler, you don't want your opponent on the table at all.
You just sit there and watch.
So, as a wise man once said, and it was a wise man that was training Sky at a very young age, you know, your opponent, as long as they're sitting in the table, sitting away from, sitting in their seat, not getting up to the table, they're staying cool. So, the only goal that you have as a player is to keep your opponent in their chair.
Yeah.
It's a good try on trying to bank that one, but it's even a better leave. Lots of space between the 1 ball and the cue ball. Might be able to skim by the 7 just a smidge, just to touch the 1.
Just to make the hit. Yeah, it's going to be close.
Can't do a whole lot with this shot here.
Folks, I have to answer a question. I will be right back. Miss Rachel will give you wonderful insight, commentary.
I got you covered.
All right.
Yes, CMS, it is correct. Winter break is great in a long race format. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for tuning in and supporting us. And please like, share, and subscribe to this stream. That will help PA Pro-Am grow and continue to do wonderful things that, between Frank Maioletti, Mindy Maioletti, and Kevin Steer for PA Pro-Am, they are an amazing group of people, and they're doing awesome things and very, very amazing for the players. So we thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot say that I remember what Varner said once. What did he say, Samus? What a leave by Nicole. And if you're just tuning in, thank you for joining us here at the Diamond Bar Box Classic. Look, practicing the lag, it's a good thing. There's a lot of tournaments I've noticed, especially recently. Some have gotten back to the lag, but there's still a lot of people that do the whole flip the coin thing. And, me personally as a pool player, I don't necessarily think a flip is better than a lag. I think a lag has always been better, but that's just personal choice. So taking a look here, still not a clear shot on the 1, but, she could kick it off of the rail and cut the 1 into the corner. Cleopatra, I agree 100%. She came the opposite way just to kind of touch the ball. Let's kind of leave a shot for the side, for the 1 in the side. But then that's a whole lot of work. So you take the one on the side, it's going to come off that side rail to the top rail. That's kind of like a 5 rail to get down to the 2. Oh, wait. It's a good shot. She was able to drag it all the way down to get to the 2. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Linda. These ladies are very strong shooters. There's a lot of talent. Nice shot on the 2. Comes around for the 3. She could draw back a little bit and make the 4 in the side, or she could stop shot it, whichever she prefers. So there's not a whole lot of space. Yes, Cleopatra 50-50. She got a little straight on that 4. Gonna have to cut it a little bit. You don't want to do too much work here, though, right? Because you want to kind of stay towards that end of the table because the 6 is in the pocket. She can come down to the top rail and then come back. But with that shot, it was good on the 4. That's a lot of green to cover for the 6. But she'll cut the 6 into the corner, kind of bump into the 9. Oh, she didn't even touch the 9. Good shot. And the position is going to put her right into the side pocket for the 7. Drag it a little bit. You'll have a shot for the 8 and come back down and be on the foot rail for the 9. Oh, unfortunate. It's going to give Nicole a chance to come to the table. And she cuts in the 7. She's going to have a straight shot on the 8 and just come back down for the 9. Themis, that's funny. You probably could. A lot of people could. These women, they put in their time, that's for sure. They put in their effort and they play a lot of pool for a lot of hours. Good. And she comes back down and she's just going to take that 9 in the corner. And that's going to put Nicole on the board. So we're going to go 1-1 and having fun in a race to 5. And remember, this is a true double elimination. So Linda will have to double dip Nicole, whereas Nicole needs just to make it to 5. And Linda breaks. Dropping 2 on the break. She can slightly cut the 3 into a side pocket. Come across the other side for the 4. And come up above the 5 to come down. Or stay at the top of the table and take the 5 down to the foot rail. So let's see what her game plan is. All right, so the 4 didn't go. That's going to leave a shot for Nicole. And let's see. Can we see? Is that 4-9 combo? Is it possible? She's looking at it. See if we can get an overhead view. Bear with me to see if I can get an overhead shot on this. Uh-oh. Whoops. Bear with me a second. Bear with me just 1 second here. There we go. Sorry about that. So the 4-9 combo did not go. And Linda put the 4 up on the top rail. And then as you see, Nicole has now put it back center of the table. So let's see where we go from here. And that was an unfortunate roll after making the 4, with a scratch, giving Linda an opportunity with ball in hand. So if you're just tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in here and checking this out. This is the Diamond Bar Box Classic being held at the Brandywine Plaza Hotel here in Claymont, Delaware. And this is the finals of the ladies. True double elimination. Linda Shea will have to double dip Nicole Nestor, who is sitting in the hot seat. Oh, makes the 6 and scratches. That's going to give ball in hand to Nicole. All right, ladies and gents, that's going to go ahead and put Nicole up to 2. Leading Linda Shea. With Nicole to break. So that there is going to be a dry break for Nicole. So Linda's going to get an opportunity to come to the table. There's not a whole lot of problem here. I mean, you got 1 to the 2, 3 to the 7. Four straight up. Just a little bit of positional work. I mean, you could essentially be out on this rack. So in this, you do have to call the 9. That's the only pocket, the only ball you have to call is the 9. So this is going to give Nicole an opportunity for the 3, which it looks like the 3, if she cuts it right, can go past the 7. Just like that. Which comes around the 5 just slightly. Now you have to be careful here with the 4 because essentially if you catch too much of the 4, you could potentially scratch. It's not too far in from the rail or from the side pocket. So you have to be real careful here with not scratching. Yeah, they have to call the 9 just because in typical play, that was a good hit. Because in typical play, right, if you're playing 9 ball, usually you don't have to call the 9, and therefore, like, essentially in more of the amateur events like this, it's a lot of slop. So they were trying to take, they've always played it this way, I assume, some of the slop out, so you have to call the 9 ball. So if you're aiming to make another ball, because of the path, calling the 9, and only the first ball goes, then essentially it's still your shot, right? If you're making a ball. If you happen to make a 9 off of a shot, it spots back up. That was a good shot on the 4 for Nicole. So she can make this 5, come all the way down to the foot rail, just roll right back up for the 6. Not too much speed. Slightly cut the 6 in, go into the foot rail, and slightly come back out for the 7. Come across for the 8, and then you would come around the 9 to pocket the 9. Nice shot. No problem. Yep, nice speed, draw for it. And it puts her right on the rail, but she can make that. 9, and that's going to put Nicole up to 3, with Linda coming to the table with her break. So we're looking at a 3-1 right now. Nicole needs 2 to get to her 5. If she hits 5 before Linda does, then Nicole will win and Linda will take second, because it is true double elimination. So essentially Linda does have to double dip Nicole. Yeah, Cleopatra, it's really, it really comes down to the shooter's preference, what you feel more comfortable in, what you feel more confident in shooting, and then how you would work it. A lot of times you watch higher skill players, or you watch pro events, and when you watch a pro event compared to a higher skill player that's not a pro, like a semi-pro, or you know heck, even just a really good amateur player. What it really comes down to is you watch the pattern play and how everybody has different decision making on how they would make shots, right? So, there's a lot of different ways you could play it, but, unfortunately, pool's one of those things where nothing is ever consistent. You may see one shot repeated 50 million times in all the years or all the time that you play pool, but it'll never repeat back to back to back like that, right? Like, it'll repeat down the line. So you'll see it a million times, but it won't be anywhere close at the same time. So it looks like Nicole has a good shot for the 2 here. If she just rolls up, she could take the 3. She kind of slammed that a little bit, but that's okay. It does look like the cue ball is tied up behind the 8. So it's not going to be an easy get to the 2. So let's see what Linda decides to do, because it's going to take a little bit of contemplating. I don't know if you could possibly use a lot of, if I'm facing the cue ball, let me see. Takes me a minute. A lot of inside to try and spin her around the 8 ball to come off the top rail, to come back and at least touch the 2, not necessarily make it, but touch it. All right, so she locked the 2 and 3 up. Let's see. It's all kind of a tight spot here. All right, sorry about that. I was asking Mr. Frank a question. So let's see. Let me take a look here.
She's an official streamer. I love it. Love it.
So there is some space. Oh. So she made something off of that. So now she's got a clear shot to the 2 if you take a look at it. But she going to... Oh, let's see. Nope, she might have it. I don't know. She did. She was able to touch it. It was a good shot. Yes, Marshall, Nicole does look very, very comfortable at the table. She's in her zone right now, which is a good thing. If you've ever seen Nicole shoot, when she gets in that zone, she's pretty hard to beat. And that will be a safe from Linda Shea behind the 8 ball. That's a good shot. So let's see what Nicole's going to do. Is she going to kick off the bottom rail and try and touch the 3? I don't necessarily think there's enough room for her to possibly... Yeah, it's not a jumpable shot. Oh. So let's see. What do you think she's going to do? You guys tell me. What would you do in this situation? Here's the side view if you look at it, right? You're going to have to kick it. There you go. Good shot. It's going to leave a makeable 3. So if you're just tuning in, we want to thank you so much for tuning in here. You're watching the ladies at the Diamond Bar Box Classic. This is the finals between Nicole Nestor and Linda Shea. It is true double elimination. This event is being held at the Brandywine Plaza Hotel here in Claymont, Delaware. So it was an unfortunate shot for Linda. It's going to leave an opportunity for Nicole here to try and cut the 3. She played safe. She brought it up off the rail, connecting the cue ball with the 5, which is good because, you know, if you have to shoot over another ball, it's not always the easiest. Yes, kicking safe can be hard, for sure. Let's take a look at that here. Yeah. But, I mean, it's a makeable shot. She could possibly take it in the side pocket. Or like that, she could take it all the way up. But then potentially, again, this leaves you another. What are you going to kick at it off the side rail? You could do it that way. You could play safe. Or you could try and shoot it in the very top corner. If you use bottom left, you could kick it right off the rail. So it looks like she left it on the foot rail, which is good. Nicole's looking, trying to see which way she's going to go with it. And she opted to try and play safe here as well to answer that back. But do you see? Oh, this is an opportunity here. See, because if you go to bank that 5, you could potentially make that 9 banking right off of the 5 ball. So, let's see. Nope, she opted to take it a little wider. So this is a makeable long shot. The one thing with, you know, these long shots, it's a whole lot of green that you have to cover, right? Or blue, whatever color cloth is on your table, but essentially, hypothetically quotations, right? It's green, but that's a whole lot of travel space, right? So she undercut it just a little bit, but she's gonna get lucky and leaving it on the opposite side of the 9 ball. So essentially, it's leaving it safe. So it's going to give Linda an opportunity to get back to the table. And she's looking at it right now to figure out where she's possibly going to kick at it to try and make a hit. So, Seamus, let me ask you, why is comparing pros to amateurs ridiculous out of curiosity? Right? Because if you think about it, amateurs, you know, sometimes amateurs, if you're a tournament player, you're always striving to improve your game and you can learn a lot from the pros. And all the pros at one point in time were amateurs. So I'm just kind of curious on your opinion on that. She rattled that 5. Wow. I think she rushed that 5 just a little bit because she got great position for that 6 to make it into that corner pocket. So Linda's going to come back to the table and let's see what happens. She makes the 5. She can cut the 6, come around, take the 7 into the side pocket. Perfect position. She can stop shot it, take the 8 straight up. Beautiful. Oh, about calling the 9. I gotcha. Nice shot on the 8. She's going to take the 9 into the side. And that's going to take Linda to 2. And Nicole is at 3. You are correct. They do rarely luck in the 9, but let me tell you something about pros. And the only reason I know this is because my daughter plays, she's a junior pro, and so we're around a lot of pros a lot of the times. And man, within her first year, she probably met and knew all of them by first name, which was just crazy, right? At least the ones that are in the U.S. So over the years, obviously, she's gotten to know more, Christina and Fedor and things of that nature. But so, yeah, you're right. Pros rarely luck in the 9. But at the same time, there are some times that they do get lucky. It's only a smidge of the game, but it does happen whether you're a pro. Because here's the thing. The reality of it is we're all human, right? So you're bound to make a mistake. Like anybody's bound to make a mistake. Nobody's perfect. And you can't play a perfect game of pool. It doesn't exist. You can try, but there is no such thing as a perfect game of pool. Oh no, you're all good. I'm not. Look, I love interacting with people, and I always love hearing other people's opinions and thoughts, and so I ask questions. So there's a little bit of work to be done in this rack. But I mean, the 1 is bankable. Nicole's opting to play safe, which is going to give Linda an opportunity to make that 1 into the corner pocket.
All right, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Oh, you missed a whole lot. Apparently, I went on a rant.
Oh, really?
And we were just talking about the whole calling the 9 rule.
Okay.
The fact that you have to call the 9 and you can't just, slop it in. And the pros, and when they make 9s, because they don't even have to call the 9.
Yeah, but some of the pros slap them into. Moscone Cup, I mean, nobody's perfect. They're going to slap them in every now and then. I like calling a 9 ball because it shows a skilled shot. It's not just a smash and grab.
Correct.
In case you don't know, Frank Miletti, Rachel Moran. We're here doing your commentary. Any questions? Definitely jump in the chat here with us.
Seamus, you're correct. Yes, maybe Matchroom has possibly come up with a perfect format.
I like
Maybe.
Matchroom's. I actually like Matchroom's format. I think it's pretty nice with the alternate break and everything. But I just don't like that Matchroom doesn't make them call the shot on the 9.
And I have
That's
to
just
agree
my
with
only
that.
personal gripe with it.
But you know what? I have to agree with you on that 100%, right? Because essentially, like, and as I was saying before to the people in the chat room, like, and I love interacting with people, it's nobody plays a perfect game of pool, right? So yes, they're trying to perfect it, and I think it's great. And I really, yes, 10 ball, there is 10 ball, right? So you have to call every shot. So yes,
Yeah.
you have to show your skill. But they're tightening up 9 ball, yes, and I think that's needed.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of call 9 formats.
No, I don't think so either.
The other thing that we have to look at too is in a pro event, like a true pro event, like a Matchroom event. There we go. In a true Matchroom event, they're not paying to get in there. Somebody else is paying for them to be there. Sponsorships, things like that, invites.
Correct.
So one of the reasons why we call the 9, I'm sure my man Rafi's here. He understands it. We're putting our money in there. We're putting our money into the Calcuttas. We're putting our money into the tournament. I'm not trying to get beat on luck. Now, yeah, did I give that player a shot? Absolutely. But what if I just gave that player a good safe and they fire at it, blast it, hit it hard,
Correct.
and something falls down?
The golden break light is exciting. Yes, look, 100%. It is very exciting. That was a good shot on the 5. What a shot. So yeah, they are tweaking it, and it's all exciting, right? We have to. Oh, I could go on. It really, maybe I need to create my own podcast for this, but let's look at it.
The window's open too.
Oh,
Her window's open.
You know what? I like that. I think I'm gonna have to do that. I'm
We'll
gonna
have to talk
start a
to Mike down in the U.S. Open.
You know what? I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna start a podcast, and it's gonna be called Her Window's Open.
Now listen, if you're really trying to do that, I can make it to where I can sit at home, you can sit at home, and we can both be on the air with people, and we don't have to. I can set it up for us.
Let's do it.
I'm in.
I'm serious.
Done. I'm in.
Serious. Let's do this. And here's why. In reality, I am a parent to a junior pro, right? And so I have a completely different perspective, right? I see the pro side of it. I see the adult pro side of it, but I also see the junior pro side of it. And then I see amateur, right? Because let's face it, my daughter can outshine me any day, okay? I'm a 334 Fargo. I play for fun. I've invested my time in her. I handle, her scheduling and the tours and all that and the travel and all of this. But when you want to talk about tweaking a game...
She's a manager, Mom. No match sitter.
Yes.
Trust me.
When you want to talk about tweaking a game, yes, there's different formats. But we need to... The biggest thing is we have to grow the sport, right? So, yeah, you're going to tweak it. You want the lights. You want the pizzazz. And you want everybody to check it out. Because essentially you want it to be as big as NFL or baseball or everything else, right? And we have to start somewhere. So, yes, what Matchroom is doing is amazing. And it's great. And it's exciting. But at the same time, there's also other avenues, and you have to tighten up, just not one format, right? So, yes, call the 9 is not always the greatest. No, the pros don't always do it, but it helps people to focus and try and excel and create those better shots to make them a better player.
Now, I agree with everything there. I just want to add one little tweak to that.
Sure.
So if we're all really pool aficionados here, we're looking, we're all seeing what's going on with Matchroom and WPA, and WPA is a larger entity of CSI, BCA. They're all connected somehow.
Correct.
When we're talking about growing a sport, you cannot really grow a sport unless if you are telling players what they can and can't do, unless that format has already been out there. Meaning, like, baseball has minor leagues and hockey has minor leagues. So if you're going to create a minor league pool, essentially saying to the pro players, you can't play in these events. Then
they already do that.
I understand that. That's I'm going to land the plane here. I promise.
Okay.
I'm gonna get there. If you're going to tell these pros that they can't play, let's just say they sign a WPA contract. Or we'll use the WPBA, the Women's Professional Billiards,
Okay.
as an example.
Yeah.
They used to have a rule where they can't play in non-WPBA sanctioned events. Fine, I'm cool with that. Sign the contract. you better be sending them a check every month. Because if this is their living and this is their earnings, how are they going to earn if you're only going to run one once a month?
True.
So you better let these girls, either you got to hook them up with a check every month to pay their bills, or you got to let them play.
Yeah, and see, and so that's where it becomes
really stupid, because if you're really trying to grow the brand,
you can't limit them.
All right, I'm a promoter. Some of you guys in the chat have been to my tournaments. You see, I'm trying to grow this brand and grow it to something huge.
Correct.
All right. I want pros there. If Jason Shaw signs up for my tournament, you're actually right, probably. If Jason Shaw tomorrow or Shane Van Boning signs up for my state tournament, I'm going to have 150 people that are going to sign up overnight.
100%.
Not because they think I'm going to go beat Shane. Or some of them do. We got the Russian in the room here. He thinks he can beat everybody. But they're going to go and they're just going to spend their money so they can get a shot at Shane. Say, hey, man, I played Shane Van Boning in a state championship.
Correct.
He beat my brains in, but yeah, look at this, Mom. I was on the stream with Shane Van Boning. That's where you got to let the pros play, because if you really want the exposure, pool is the only sport that I know of that you can play your idols. I can't play. I can't play in another sport and play next to Bryce Harper. I'm not good enough to be a baseball player. I can't play next to Tom Brady. I'm not good enough to be a football player.
Yeah, we got to talk about that, Tom Brady.
We're having a conversation about
that whole Tom Brady thing. We got to work on that.
What the greatest thing about pool is I can literally show up, pay an entry fee, and play against my idol. And I've done it. My idol's Thorsten Hamann. I've played in a tournament against Thorsten. I was shaking the entire time because I was starstruck. I was like, I played Thorsten Hamann. I played against Mika. I've played against Shane. I've played against these guys. I don't have a winning record against these guys, but I do have a few wins.
Well, and hey, you got to take them where you can,
I
right?
don't care. For me personally, I didn't care.
It's just about the experience.
It's $100 to play Shane Van Boning. Who cares?
So, okay, and this is, okay, so, funny thing, right? And I tell this to everybody. It don't matter whether you're a grown adult. It don't matter if you're a kid, right? Or a teenager or whatever. And by the way, we're 3-3, not to take away from Linda and Nicole in the finals. We are 3-3. Linda is tying it up. So again, it is true double elimination, and Linda does have to truly double dip. Nicole.
Also, guys, while we're on our rants here, if you don't mind, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our page here. Hook us up. Make sure we get some good numbers. We're trying to grow the sport too, so you can help us grow the sport by bringing you some great streams and great tournaments. If you're ever so inclined and you wish to tip us, in the top hand corner there is a tip jar. Anything that goes in the tip jar will give you a personalized shout out, and it will also be directly going into the stream to make it better for you guys.
100%. So, okay. So anyways, back to her tip. Like I said, not to take away. Yeah, she barely missed that one. Goodness. So that's going to give Nicole ball in hand on the one, and she can just come across for the two. Three's not really makeable, but she has a safe shot she can play. So back to the commentary. So that's the one cool thing about pool, right? Like, and I tell everybody, it doesn't matter who you are. That was the one thing that I really noticed in the beginning when Skylar was playing, was the fact that the first year that we ever went to Rally in the Valley, which is the big expo they do in Philadelphia every year in the spring, we were able to go up there. It was her first time kind of playing a really big kid tournament, right, for the Billiard Education Foundation, trying to get to her earn a national spot to go play in Las Vegas. That year was Louisiana. But anyways, but she got to meet Jason Shaw. She got to meet Billy Thorpe. She got to meet Tyler Steyer. She got to meet Sky Woodward. She got to meet Shane Van Boning. Like, all of the big guys were there the first year, right? So she had that experience. And you can't go to a football game and meet your pros. You can't go to a baseball game. You can't play a match with them. You can't get pictures of them. You can't pick their brain. Really cool thing is, a couple years ago, Shane Van Boning came to Maryland, was playing in a BSN event, and we were actually able to go to dinner with Shane Van Boning, and she was able to talk to him and have conversation and pick his brain where it came to playing the game and how long he's been playing and tips and things of that nature. When she won her first national in 2019 at the age of 10, we went and celebrated with Sky Woodward and his family. Like, that was, we call him Sky and Sky. So it's the one sport really that I know of out of all the major sports that they call national, in quotation marks, that you can actually get to be shoulder to shoulder with the pros and see what's really cool about it is the fact that when you're in a pool room, yes, everybody knows them. But you come out of a pool room and let's say you go down the street to have dinner, they can live a normal life. Nobody knows them, right? Because it's only pool. So growing the sport is going to make it better for them and everybody all around.
And letting them play is what makes it better.
Correct. Because they have to make their money too.
I don't care how much. See, that's the one thing about professional sports too. Everybody knows what somebody makes. Nobody gives a shit what I make.
It's nobody's business.
Yeah, nobody's going, oh my God, Frank Miletti signed a contract with Department of Transportation. He's making this great money. Nobody cares.
Right.
So why do you have to worry about what a pro makes? You know, as long as the pro's cool with it. Most of the pros are not cool with it, by the way. But
yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like,
you know, I love
nobody's
doing this. I
business.
love spending 4 or 5, 6 days at a tournament. You know, if I could make enough to sustain what I'm doing on this all
do
the
it all the
time,
time.
I would do it every day.
100%.
And the great thing is, actually, my wife loves it too. My wife's a player. She's a high-end player.
She is. She kicked my
And-
butt today.
You know, she would do it also. We would just travel the road, running pool tournaments, running streams our entire life if we could. Unfortunately, the money's not there yet.
Correct.
I'm not saying it won't be there, but it's not there yet.
I'd say give it about 5 years. Let Matchroom start up and run with it,
Yeah.
what they're going to do with
Listen,
nine ball.
I'm trying to bring a matchroom event to Philly. I'm really, really close.
Hey, let's
So,
go.
you know, I'm real, like, I'm
I'll
talking
come
like
play and get my butt kicked.
98% close.
Let's go.
January, February 2024. Hint, hint, everybody from Philly. You know,
Don't do it on my birthday. I hope it's not on my birthday because I'm not coming to lose on my birthday.
We'll just get you drunk at the bar.
That works for me. That works. I'll just want to remember. Okay, that's going to put Linda up to 4.
Seamus, I actually know Mike.
It's gonna be
I know Mike
4-3.
personally. I can give him a call anytime. Really great guy. Or 3, Miss Linda. She needs one more to. She needs one more to get to that second set. It's either set time or negotiation time if we get there.
That's right.
And he's got a double tip, yeah.
So, Seamus, we actually have met Mike Massey. We have talked to him, and Skylar has gotten to spend some time with him at some events, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's watched her shoot. They've played alongside each other at the expo, actually, because he played a couple years ago. So, he's a pretty cool dude. We like him.
Mike Massey's favorite line is "Jesus loves you."
Amen to that. All right, Nicole is breaking with Miss Linda in the lead for the first set.
I actually have a cue ball sign from Mike Massey. I got him to sign it.
Oh,
It says Jesus. He signed it. Says Jesus doesn't love giving weight.
I love it. That's perfect. I am so excited. Her window's open. That is going to be exciting. I'm stoked about that.
We got to talk with Mike first, though. I don't want Mike going nuts. He's got like 1 million followers. I don't need him. I don't need to be canceled before I get started. All right, Linda, up to the table here. You're a lady. You'll get the yes. I won't. So you'll have to go talk to him and negotiate.
Yeah, but you got better negotiation skills when it comes to...
Oh, I can talk. Anybody.
But tell you what, I'll
I have a
start,
good-looking
and I'm going to
wife.
let you close. How about that?
I have a good-looking wife, so that means that I can talk anybody into anything. Okay.
Hey, there you go. That works.
All right, Linda with a chance to actually get out here. Doing the side, doing the corner. No, there you go.
So she can take the 3 into the side. And then, because you're going to come right up behind the 4, you should be able to take the 4 into the opposite side as well, which will leave you straight onto the 6. Have you look at it here so you can see. Pretty much it's a boop, 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 like it's duck, duck, goose. 3 in the side, 4 in the side, 6 down, 7 straight up. Come across for the 8. Drag it back for the 9. Just get a little too far up for the 4, but it's still makeable. She just has to do a little extra work. Nice shot. Perfect. So she can take the 6 into the same pocket. Let's hope she doesn't bump the 7.
No, I think Linda's going to probably play a little high on this because she wants the 7 in that side. She might actually run into the 8 possibly, though.
There you go. Good call. So, yeah, 7 in the side. She can come around, come down on the 8, and then drag for the 9 to the top.
Linda's a natural angle player, which is very tough to learn.
It is. Like, watching her.
She could, like that game target pull, she would probably be amazing at it.
I agree. I wish I could pick her brain. I mean, she's nice enough. I could probably sit down and talk to her.
Fantastic. I love seeing Linda.
And pick her brain.
I would just love to take Linda through like some of the Philly bars and just hustle.
Oh my God, that would be fantastic.
I'm like, yeah, I'll take Grandma in the back. Me and her are $5,000.
I'll take Linda all day long.
And just
Come
watch.
on.
And then when
Watch the jaw hit the floor.
Explode the first rack.
Yeah, it would be one of those looks. Be like, yeah, for real. We got hustled. I'd like to do it in DC too. And that would be the first set to Linda Shea. 5-2-3. In the fashion of true double elimination, there will be a second set. Race to 5.
I think there's a negotiation going on. I think she created some.
Let's see.
Emotional damage.
Malaga,
What's that?
you're professional.
You guys can shop if you want. Just talk to the desk. Let them know what's going on.
Oh no.
Comes the money.
Here it goes. What are we gonna do?
They're chopping.
Oh, they're gonna
Yeah,
chop
they agreed to
it.
chop.
Oh, they agreed.